What is going on, guys? Apple just dropped iOS 26.4 Beta 2 yesterday, and it's time to give you our quick first impressions before our 48 hours review that will be dropping tomorrow. As it goes, in typical fashion, Beta 2 does not introduce a ton of new features, or really any at all, and just does look to improve on performance from Beta 1. It's a little disappointing considering we were hoping to see somewhat of any leads into a new updated Siri with Gemini backing, fixing keyboard issues, fixing the really speech to text and things of that nature, knowing that the personalized Siri will be coming at a later date. But here we are, still with none of that and more UI tweaks. First things first, if you missed it, this was somewhat of a larger jump in betas. This new build did come in with 23E 5218E as the build number, the E signifying that basically this is getting much closer to release and actually might be done in March. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Again, we didn't even get any new emojis here or anything of that nature. Going into iPhone storage too, I will say this has kind of settled down a little bit. My system data did drop from yesterday and we're at 18.54 gigs. Obviously this is cached data as it explains right here and really will fluctuate daily. But what didn't change is iOS as a whole. That is now over 24.5 gigs with Apple Intelligence going up to 10.22 gigs. One thing that obviously a lot of people are going to want to know and will still take some more time to dive into, but that is battery life. And I will say battery life has been pretty good on this. It's probably one of the best battery lives I've had in a while on this iPhone. And you can see now that home and lock screen is now down to a much more manageable 2% rather than causing excessive battery drain. And I'm definitely happy to see that. You can even see here my usage, even though I did top off a couple times for the day, it has held much better than some of those prior betas, including Beta 1. This battery does have 100% max capacity still with 137 cycles, so that is awesome to see there as well. As far as the Geekbench scores, I did run this today. Purposely, I waited the whole day to see how it worked. And actually, if you look at the scores, they came in pretty respectable. So for this build, it came in with a 3797 single core and a 9789 multi-core score. As far as how that compares, as you can see, from Beta 1, a few days after it was released, we had a single core score of 3745. Now it's at 3797, like we said, so very comparable, but we did see a nice jump in multi-core score performance from a 9567 to a 9789. Again, I know some of you guys just like seeing these numbers in day-to-day action. It doesn't make that big of a difference, and as you can see, everything does work pretty well. Still have yet to see any real promotion lags or hiccups, so that's good. Everything's been pretty flawless, and if you look in the app library, still, again, nothing really crazy, no glitches or hiccups there. Like I said, there were a couple of small tweaks we didn't talk about in that first video, and one of those is going to be on edit. And if you go to look at this menu, you can see how much more transparent it looks, and it is more following that liquid glass design language. Although I have to say I'm not so thrilled at how it looks because of the inconsistencies here. When you go to pull up another menu here, you can see it's not quite as tinted, or if you long press, you can see it looks like it did prior here. Although when you go and again to edit this lock screen or your customize your screen here, it is more transparent. So the design language is still somewhat inconsistent in Beta 2. And again, RCS is still being tested with end-to-end encryption here. It is live in testing for some users. I haven't seen it. I have seen the new encrypted lock logo in messaging, but that is really it. And again, you can kind of see right here some of the little glitches. This is a perfect example right here. The edit button is still there. However, we're clearly not in edit mode and you can't even read the time. So still buggy, and it obviously just now went away after I scrolled through a couple pages. So definitely not perfect. The edit has shifted there now. Let's go ahead and lock this and then unlock it really quick. And you can see it's even still there now. So weird bugs, as you would expect in a beta. As far as if you should install this, if you are on Beta 1, I would say absolutely. But if you are not in this developer program yet, or in the public beta, I would still probably wait a little bit, maybe till beta 3, since like we said, there's no substantial new features here. That playlist playground is obviously a cool feature, but it's going to be one of those one and dones. And one thing about that I do want to bring up is the availability on Android devices for this as well as not needing an Apple Intelligence device that a lot of the commenters in that prior video did mention. So huge shout out for you guys for letting us know. Apple Intelligence supported devices are not needed once again for Playlist Playground. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Are you jumping on the bandwagon and going to install 26.4 betas or wait for the public release? Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.